You are listening to the Wisecracker podcast.
Microphone on, my headphones turned up. The producer's in the producer room checking his fucking cock. Home run. Rojas home run. For all those Rojas haters. Yeah, right, sure. Okay, he stole a base yesterday, or 2 innings ago, and got caught stealing. And I said send him back, and I did not mean send him down.
No, not triple A.
Send him back.
Back.
But then they overturned it. I was like, he's gonna hit a home run today. This guy who apparently can't hit.
All right,
Jeff Jenkins. Maybe that's my new career goal, is to make enough money to buy Jeff Jenkins' 2008 World Series ring from him.
Yeah, what do you think he's up to these
Even
days?
if he's not offering it, just like DM him on Instagram and his 1,000 followers. I love these. I love those
guys like him who don't become one of the people on like the sports shows. Mm-hmm. They do live sort of a mystery life.
Yeah, he probably just lives somewhere in
He
Milwaukee.
probably lives in an exact replica of Tony Soprano's house in Wisconsin.
Is this another home run? No, it's a fly out to center field. Yeah, well, it was crazy. We were talking about Jeff Jenkins, just throwing out obscure 2008 Phillies players, and then I looked up players have 6 strikeouts in the game, or in a single game, because I found out that...
Yeah, what's that called?
We went down a rabbit hole. We
were trying to figure out why a K is a strikeout.
Yeah, and it was because the first man to ever strike someone out was Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's a K.
3 Ks, and they put up the big
3 strikes,
K.
What equals 1 K, and then 3 Ks equals fucking winning.
It is a beautiful thing that for Major League Baseball games, for a stretch of the game, most games, I would say, someone is holding up a big sign that says KKK for at least 1 inning.
And that's because the original, this was pre-Cy Young, Whitey Whitefield, who played right field, and it used to be called Whitefield.
Yeah, Whitefield. The fields were segregated.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things you could go with having it be Whitefield. Maybe the first baseball announcer had a lisp.
Short,
but no, it's because
these
of
guys
racism.
from the South, they're so short.
And then you have a white supremacist on the mound, and then you have a tiny little ex-Confederate over at shortstop.
X.
Yeah.
He gave it up.
No, it's not like the Marines. You're not a Confederate for life. Once you lose,
Ty Cobb gave that stuff up.
You're like, it's fine. And then you have a Latino at second base. Even in the mid 19th century, they had small Mexican guys playing second base,
middle infield, central infield, Central America.
But yeah, Whitey, and this is according to Google, Whitey Whitefield was the first guy to ever throw a strikeout, and he was a racist apparently back then. This game that was invented,
I can't believe it.
This game that was invented like in between battles of the Civil War. Turns out some of those guys were a little bit
Abner Doubleday
prejudiced. Yeah, Doubleday. You basically dealing with these colored people. You need 2 days with the time that they are on.
Separate but equal days.
Yeah.
Every day of the week used to be segregated. A lot of people don't know that.
But the real reason, because we're just joshing around, it's not any of that stuff. Baseball is America's pastime, and as we know, America's past is not racist.
No.
America
has a beautiful
I love saying,
past.
I say we way too much. I say we like how when people, well, I don't know. People always say like we, and they're talking about like, oh, when I say we, I mean like ancient Mongolian tribes.
My community.
Yeah. When I say we, I mean us as the human race. I don't mean like we the, colonizers or whatever.
And we don't think Drake should be saying the N-word anymore.
Yeah, Drake, welcome to the Wisecracker podcast. Welcome. Come on in.
Who would have thought?
Come on in, buddy.
Who would have thought that the 2 greatest rappers of all time, Eminem and Drake, both white men.
White men. White ass Drake. fucking.
Is there
honky.
anything white people can't do?
Yeah, seriously. Best basketball player, big fat white guy. Best rapper,
Best rapper, white guy.
big
apparently.
dicked white guy.
Apparently he's white.
That
I
is
told
funny.
you about that guy who was walking by me on the phone. He's like, "This, we're so sick of this white guy." And I think he saw me, and he's like, "This light skin." He tried to clean it up, which I appreciate.
I mean, Matt Burns or Matt Byrne. I always add an S. I do the black woman thing for like. Let me get. We're gonna go to
singular.
We're gonna go to Best Buys. Let's go to the restaurants. Let's go to the restaurants and get some shrimps. I do that with Matt Byrne, who is one of the best light skins of all time, as self-proclaimed.
Clear skin, even.
Yeah. Yo, that Matt Burns.
He's like, what's his name on the Knicks?
Yeah, fucking
Harkenstein.
Harkenstein with that stupid little floater. I was trying to do that at the park, and 6 people beat me to death. Because that's
what I learned.
Move.
That's what I learned these past couple weeks. Harkenstein is black. Drake is white.
Yes. Yeah, because Harkenstein would just be in an interview, be like, need I say more? He's good though. He knows he's smart. He's got that little floater shot's really fucking, that little flip shot he did.
This black guy's good at basketball.
I guess we haven't had an episode. We haven't done an episode since the Sixers got bounced.
No, and I don't want people thinking it's because we were embarrassed, because on that episode, we kind of talk shit about the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, the last
And
episode,
how
I was
the
like,
Knicks
the
were
Knicks?
fake and all this stuff. And
They got a bunch of Drakes on
and
that
I still
team.
feel that way.
They got Drakes, and their tallest player is even lighter than Drake. But the fucking it's so the K.
Yeah, back to baseball.
The K.
Welcome to Wisecracker, the #1 sports podcast. It's a shame we lost our sports betting sponsor.
That was kind of an exciting time when it was like, are we going to be on Barstool? And then, they probably got the numbers back. It was like, only 500 people listen to this a month.
No, I won't even say the name of this bookie.
It wasn't anyone I would
never use it again.
That is funny that my bookie was like,
you said it.
I don't care. They were like, well, having it be iBookie is so 2000 and late. It's 2008
when everything was
having it, but my, because like my, what else is my? There's something else.
My Pillow.
My Pillow. Yeah, maybe he was the one that started.
Steve Jobs was the great innovator of the earlier
Mike
part of my
Lindell.
lifetime.
Yeah,
everything. And then when Mike Lindell filled the huge cancer-killed shoes of
my
Steve Jobs, my Pillow.
Bookie, my president, my election interference. That's calling it election interference.
My bad for entering the Capitol.
I was about to say something that would get us taken off YouTube immediately. So I'm glad.
No. We want to be here on YouTube.
A strikeout is called a K because journalist. Another one they got fucking wrong. Henry Chadwick Boseman. Henry Chadwick, played by Chadwick Boseman.
Played by Jackie Robinson.
In the Chadwick. Chose to use the letter K for struck in his first scorecard in the mid-19th century, which is funny because I hit the K's hard, and I blame it on you for your name being Mac. And people would be like, is this your brother Matt? And I'd be like, no, it's Mac. So I'll say like New York. I get a lot of shit for that. But the guy who invented, math in baseball, this fucking journo nerd that invented, they're playing a sport, I better write down
How can
what's
I turn
happening.
this into numbers? Oh, the jocks are doing athletes? I better turn this into math.
I'm the one in the town that has a pen.
As the town literate, I should document.
Thank God he did. Back when journalists had some fucking self-respect and they chose to stay literally on the sideline and let the men
They bring
be
their
men.
typewriter to a baseball game.
Yeah.
And not
They wouldn't be like, I'm going to take down the first baseman with my journalism. They were like, I'm going to take down the game notes with my journalism. So Henry Chadwick chose the letter K for struck in his first scorecard in the mid-19th century. Chadwick couldn't use the letter S because it was already used for sacrifice. I feel like he could have. He chose to make sacrifice, which is a thing that happens 4 times a game. Maybe there weren't a lot of strikeouts. Maybe the pitchers couldn't, they only had
Was this a different era?
They had the overhand ball and the side ball probably, and that's it. And the gyro ball.
Yep. Maybe players weren't striking out as much.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, they're probably hitting for contact, unlike these fucking chain-wearing hot shots swinging for the fences every at-bat. Because they didn't have fences back then, so they were probably doing the chop. They're probably just trying to get on base,
The Baltimore chop.
Like Pete Rose.
like Pete Rose.
Like Pete Rose.
Great American Pete Rose, who got a call from Ronald Reagan one time.
A good man. Wrongly accused of using my bookie. iBookie. So yeah, that's why it's the letter K. And also, he chose the letter K, which is the most memorable sound of the word, which is something for a name podcast we haven't hit on too much of. Why.
Sometimes words are defined by the middle letters.
Right. Like cheese.
Cheese.
You think about it, people say
say cheese when you're taking a picture. You're supposed to be saying the cheese part.
Because the E's are like the holes
when you're
in the cheddar. Cheddar is another word. Some big D's on that. Some double D's. I like my cheese with double D's. That's what they say. That's what I go when I go to the deli counter. I'm like, can I get some mac and cheese? Make sure it's cheddar. I like my cheese with big double D's.
I like a cheese with a nice body to it.
But then that got me going down the whole fucking rabbit hole of they call a game where you strike out 5 times a golden sombrero. Mm-hmm. And then a game where you strike out 6 times is called a horn. And I looked it up, and I guess Sam Horn famously struck out 6 times, so that's probably why it's called a horn, which sucks.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't want anything. But then the first person listed was Jeff Jenkins, and we were just talking about Jeff Jenkins because that Phillies outfield was stacked.
I thought 4 strikeouts they give you the sombrero, but it's 5.
But 5 is golden sombrero.
Golden sombrero,
and that's because you get back to the dugout and your teammates piss on you.
Mm-hmm. They make you wear the hat and they pee on you.
Because and the reason that it's called 4 strikeouts called the sombrero is because back in the mid 19th century the Latino players would play with, we'd have the caps, like the military caps that they would wear. Mm-hmm. Those were the original like ball caps, like the
with
Union
the brim.
with the with like the plastic brim and the fabric.
Well, that was for the white players.
That was for the white players that were in the military, and then obviously the Latin players would wear their sombreros.
Right.
And
we're a changing nation.
Yeah, they were newer to the sport, and so they would strike out a lot. So if you struck out a lot, it would say, "Yo, looks like you're wearing the
one of the sombrero players that struck out."
And then if you struck out 5 times in a single game, you'd come back to the dugout. Your teammates would be so pissed at you, literally, and that's where the term "pissed" comes from. Is when someone's so mad at you because you strike out 5 times, they pee on you, and it would get in the sombrero and slosh around. And then that's how they originally got the pouring Gatorade on the coaches. They would have all the piss.
They slowly replaced the piss with Gatorade.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the first Gatorade. They were like, we need electrolytes. We need salt back in the system. Mm-hmm. We need our players to perform. They would be like, I've got a lemon drink. Yeah, the coaches would pee in a
original
little cup.
Gatorade color.
Yeah, they'd piss in the yellow. And then they'd be like, where'd this come from? I was like, it's gator piss. Players were like, yeah, but it was human piss.
Did this piss come from humans? No. It's gator piss.
Was OJ big on Gatorade?
Okay.
Is that why they had the orange one? Fake news is so fucking fun.
What are you talking about? This has been an educational podcast. People tune in to listen and learn.
But yeah, Jeff Jenkins in 2004, pre-Phillies days, he's probably still a brewer.
I don't think OJ was ever a Gatorade person.
Seems like a missed opportunity for both parties.
Maybe there's a Gatorade.
Owen was telling me today about there used to be a prank show hosted by OJ in like the early 2000s. Did you know about this?
No.
was
Early
just-
2000s?
Yeah, like right after the trial, there was like a punked thing, but with OJ.
No, I
I
didn't
didn't
know
look.
about
I
this.
didn't look into it. I would hate to spread
Let's
nasty rumors.
talk about something else we know nothing about.
OJ prank show.
That's awesome, though.
Oh yeah, it was called Juiced.
TV will never be as good as it was in 2002.
Yeah, this is 2006. Sopranos finale. The HBO's like, we gotta.
We gotta find something. What about this OJ,
OJ Simpson pulls pranks on unsuspecting victims. They threw that word in
Are
there.
the pranks that he shows up at their house with a knife and then, oh, just kidding, guys.
With the help of
It's a
cosmetic
show.
makeup,
Guys, it's a
costumes,
show.
and a
It's just
variety
a
of all
show.
key characters. That's pretty fun, man. Oh, so they would have people like wear costumes, and OJ would show up. Yeah, Juiced. So here's they're apparently bringing Juiced back, but maybe not with OJ.
I don't know how they could at this point. CGI OJ?
Too
That would
funny.
be something.
Wait, I want to read the featured review. Too funny. Don't care what they say about OJ. The dude is hilarious. I want people to say that about me. I don't care
what he did.
I don't care what they're saying about him.
You know, whatever the accusations are, you can't take it away from him that he's a great host of this TV prank show.
Okay, so it's a movie. It's like a special.
Oh, it's like Jackass.
It's a TV special. Juiced. That's fun. See,
Well, I guess we'll have
OJ
to check
just
that
knew
out.
how to read what was like popular. God rest his soul. He was like, people like sports. People like a man who can run and jump. And he did that well. And then he retired and he was like, people love movies. People love to laugh. I'm gonna get on the screen.
I can use my gifts
I'm gonna make some jokes.
to give people what they need.
And then you saw people can get away with killing and cutting people's heads.
I can use my other gifts to kill my wife.
And then
Allegedly.
And then he was
And
like
this waiter allegedly.
punked. The other one, there was another show. What was that? Hidden camera shit. He was like, "This is big.
Hidden
This is
camera
it."
shit was definitely big.
He did it, and he obviously did it well. That reviewer said it was the funniest thing he'd ever seen.
This one reviewer went as far as to say he didn't even care what
care
else
what they
OJ
say.
had done.
I don't care what they're saying.
Can you imagine the injustice if OJ had gone to prison for life for murder, for double murder, and then we didn't get this TV prank show?
Juiced may have been the funniest thing I have ever seen. It's just like Punked, except with OJ Simpson. Let me say this, through all the murders and burglarizing he'd done in the past, it hasn't affected his funny bone none. None. I was wondering what kind
Not
of
at
pranks
all.
Juice would pull off. And let me say, he didn't hold nothing back. There's one scene, this is written by OJ. This review on IMDb was written by OJ.
Hold nothing back.
And 12 people thought it was helpful, and 25 people
Let me tell
disliked
you,
it.
I thought the legend couldn't pull this off, but he didn't hold anything back.
There's one scene where he runs after a dude with a golf club like he was going to smack him. I nearly lost it. Another scene where the dude
So it is just OJ threatening violence?
goes to some bingo joint and messes with the old peoples. The old peoples. Shrimps.
OJ was innocent. I don't care. OJ didn't do anything.
The old bums don't know what hit him. Overall, definitely great flick. I would recommend to any date night or family B together night. Family B together night. Never heard that before. Anyway, yeah. I think anything that man put his mind to, he went 100%. Say what you want about him, you know. Murderer, legend. It really did come and go. OJ dying really did. That was like a quick, like, because he even did Twitter well.
crazy.
He did Twitter extremely well.
I followed him on all social media. He was always posting videos about his thoughts on the news and the happenings.
I got a lot of people I got to get back on. I got a lot of people I got to
He was
juice.
so afraid to come back to LA though because of the real killer possibly being out here still.
I do think he killed them.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't care. It's sort of my final eulogy for OJ.
Yeah,
I don't really care that much. I don't care too...
People's private lives I try to stay out of, and who knows what was going on behind the scenes to make you murder your ex-wife. She was probably a bitch.
It's hard to say, man, because there's like a Fox News East Coast Midwest idea of what LA is, and it's not that entirely, but there is a lot of that, and a lot of these people do deserve to get their heads cut off by their ex-celebrity husband.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Deserve, I don't know. I never met the woman. She died in a bad way before I was born.
But things happen, you know?
I don't know. Like,
things happen in LA.
would we know who Nicole Brown is if it wasn't for Nicole Brown Simpson?
No, probably not. I just know her as that white bitch OJ married.
Yeah,
Stuff's always going on out here. You're either getting your catalytic converter stolen or you're getting your head cut off
by your celebrity husband. I was just watching a YouTube documentary.
Smart.
I was reading a magazine. I put down reading my magazine and I was reading a Twitter thread, and then that shows you how long. It's 2 years, coming up on 2 years since my Twitter ban. And Elon.
Really? Elon hasn't reinstated you yet. Should we call him out on this?
Yeah, fuck Elon, dude.
You said everyone who got banned was back.
His stupid fucking electric cars that give everyone radiation poisoning, and his spaceships that fucking can't even make it out of the fucking atmosphere.
Elon's got to go back.
And his stupid
and I don't mean the AAA.
Face. Yeah.
Elon's got to go
back.
Send
it back. Trump. Get him out of here. I don't care if he votes for you. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Yeah, 2 years banned on that shit. But I was watching.
Good. I mean, there's nothing going on.
I don't need to keep talking about OJ, especially the thing that I was going to tell you about that I already told you about. It was just this guy saying that the invention of using the term the N-word. The N-word. And in the documentary, he says the only time the New York Post or the New York Times had ever used, quote, the N-word, not the
word.
Not the word, but the term
the word, the N-word.
Was when they referred to nuclear power. And I was like, oh, Trump was right again. Turns out that is the original N-word.
I could see that. The OJ trial was the first time where the media was like, we got to, because, what was his name? Mark Furman?
Yeah.
Hero cop.
Yeah, Mark
Furman.
They had Mark Furman on the...
They had to pretend
on the fucking...
Guys, don't just say words behind closed doors all the time.
They had him on the... Mark Furman's the one who went to the scene and planted the glove because you wanted to get OJ.
We're going to get this, I quote, this, the N-word.
Yeah,
and
but
he said the N-word.
Well, they literally were like, Mark, have you ever in private or in public... used the N-word to describe a black person in a derogatory way? And Furman, an LAPD cop, was like, he was, LAPD cop. He was like, no. And then they were like, okay. And then they played a tape of him just being like, we got to fucking catch this. and
he didn't use the New York Times style guy.
The prosecution.
He said it.
The prosecutor, who was a black man, was like, can we stop saying the N-word? Like, it's an all-black jury, and they're obviously going to be like, you hear the N-word, you hear this fucking cop.
Well, anything to wake the jury up,
This guy who looks just like me, just being like, no, I'd never say the N-word. I don't respect black people enough to use that word. And then they play a tape where he's just saying the N-word, and the jury's just like, maybe OJ didn't do it. And so the prosecutor's just like, please, can we just stop using the N-word? And then OJ's fucking awesome team is like, so wait, Drake, you think that black people aren't...
When Drake planted that evidence at the OJ scene.
Like, do you think we're so sensitive? You think us, the community, or what does he say? The culture. No, what does Kendrick say? The, oh, fuck. He's like, I speak for the, it might be for the culture. But he was like, I speak for all black people. And I say, Drake, stop using the N-word. Except he didn't say the N-word.
This has been one of my things for a long time.
Except I didn't. It's the Christmas Story, and he's helping his dad
I
replace.
didn't say N-word.
He's replaced the tires, and all the fucking bolts go everywhere. And he's like, the N-word. You do the voiceover.
Except I didn't say the N-word.
That's Mark Furman. That's Mark Furman on the stand. OJ
I'm
is
beating Rodney King. This the N-word.
Except I didn't say N-word. Wouldn't that be great? You catch a racist and you just wash their tongue with soap. I'll show you.
Yeah, that
To be prejudice
that's
against
what
people.
should have happened. I think OJ should have at least gotten a slap on the wrist.
He should have gotten his...
And they should have washed Mark Furman's mouth out with soap for
Yes.
using that naughty word.
Yeah. A jury of your peers find you guilty of using a cuss word.
Just cursing in general, it's profane.
It's no good.
Rude.
It's no more cursing.
I don't care how much racial hatred you have in your heart. There is no excuse for rudeness.
It is rude. Not at the table. You boys are playing in the basement, running around, saying the maybe that's code.
Oh,
Fuck. We were talking about something before. I brought up the N-word. Nuclear. Yeah. Big.
You'll shoot your protesters, kid.
Yeah, it's just the Christmas Story, but it's the police story.
The Kyle Rittenhouse story.
I want an assault rifle with automatic reloading rounds and a 6 scope and armored tanks and riot shields and
And I want to bring it across state lines.
you'll shoot a protester, kid. Oh. Damn, dude, that's fucking fire. That's a fire fucking riff.
Yeah, it's almost June. Some Christmas references.
Damn, what else?
Jeez.
What else?
Oh, I had a thing happen to me where I've talked extensively on this podcast about the value of bringing in trash furniture to your own home, where you find stuff people are throwing out. They throw out nice things. I found an Ames chair free on the street, totally trash.
People don't know what an Ames chair is.
They don't. I mean,
Look it up.
We've got stylish, cultured listeners. But
most of our listeners have 2 couches in their living room.
Some of them even have 2 matching sectionals facing each other in their living room. But I found this little...
Kenny keeps saying slay. I got to break that of her. But sorry, go...
Sleigh.
She's saying like slay, and she's
Like
texting it now.
Like Santa's sleigh? Christmas story?
All right, sorry. Keep going about the furniture.
Well, I'm usually 100% an advocate for bringing trash furniture into your home.
Well, especially in like L.A. and Beverly Hills.
We're sitting in a place that's furnished with trash. My place is furnished with trash. You live around rich people who are throwing out good stuff. You might as well bring it inside.
Trash.
It did, though, last week, bite me in the ass. I bought a little cart into the house. Everything was fine. I cleaned it, looking good. Then nighttime rolls around. I start finding roaches everywhere.
Yeah.
Turns out there was some kind of roach colony in this trash furniture.
They were living in the desk?
Yeah, they were. I think it was sort of one of these wood with metal bar,
So
like shelf things. So I think in the metal bar that's hollow, there must have been
bugs.
Some kind of like roach nest.
No way to know that.
No, but
During
I was
COVID,
up until like 3 a.m. killing roaches to make sure that they didn't find a new home in my home.
No, that would have been bad if they find the mushrooms in your house and start eating mold and mushrooms.
Okay, yeah. Another story. Mushrooms growing out of my basement floor.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into all of that.
Not even psychedelic mushrooms. Just mushrooms. Not even shiitake.
No, nothing interesting. Just boring.
Peak COVID. like very depressed Sam was just like walking around my neighborhood, and we only had a futon in my North Hollywood apartment. And I found like a couch, and I was like, oh shit, this is a nice couch. And I like lifted up the cushions. I was like, no bugs. I sat down on it. I called my roommate. I was like, yo, come help me carry this couch, and we can like throw the futon out finally, because we're almost 30 years old. And
hey, some of us might get laid. We're gonna have an actual piece of furniture in there.
And I'm sitting on it. My roommate walks 2 blocks. He's like, all right. And he's like, you checked for bugs? I was like, yep. He just double checked, lift up cushions, bed bugs fucking everywhere. And he's like, cool, Sam. I was like, they weren't there when I sat on. And I had been like sitting on it too. And I was like, great. Now I have to like take all of my clothing off.
I don't take anything fabric off the street.
Yeah, it's a good
But
rule.
I've gotten all kinds of stuff: TV, record player, desks.
You did get that
pictures.
that huge projection TV where they have the projector. They have 3.
So I'm still batting like 900.
How does that work? That was insane technology. Those
It was
really
the rear
thick-
projection TV.
Yeah, like they'd have the projector behind the screen, and it would shoot out onto the fucking.
Yeah, mine had 3 different projectors all doing a different color that were doing one image.
It was like a red, green, blue.
The only reason I know how it works at all
red.
is because we found it in the trash, then had to bring it to my 3rd floor bedroom.
Oh, it
and
never worked, right?
We did make it work, but I had to take it apart and put it back together to even get it upstairs. But that was a good trash.
I don't remember
item.
it.
No bugs. It wasn't filled with
Yeah,
any
it
roaches.
wasn't the Trojan TV.
Yeah, I hooked the PlayStation up to it.
Played MLB 09 the show with Jeff Jenkins on the cover. Oh, that was my thing. I want to buy Jeff Jenkins World Series ring from him. That's what's crazy. I was talking to a guy that owns a jewelry shop while I was in Palm Springs in a hot tub with a man, 60-year-old Jewish man.
Palm
who
Springs,
owns
you
a-
say.
Yeah,
Hot tub with a man.
I was in Palm Springs with a old Jewish jewelry store man.
Right. We work in show business.
I was non-sexually in a hot tub with a straight man.
I was in a straight hot tub.
I guess if you wrote on paper, my life is extraordinarily fluid sexually, but without the like.
My roommate.
My adult male roommate, separate rooms, 2-bedroom.
My roommate cooked me dinner and then we got in a fight.
I am not a gay. Your Honor. Have you ever been gay or committed gay acts in behind closed doors? No. All right.
Have you ever said the F word in reference to yourself?
Have you ever said today that while you were presenting a script that saying "fuck my ass" is something that you invented? I'll throw that down on fucking video and audio for all the retards that watch the podcast instead of just listening to it. I didn't mean
Yeah, we
that.
also thought watch a podcast
I
was
didn't
a funny
mean that.
term.
Saying fuck my ass. I think that's like a. I don't think that was really a thing until I started saying it in like 2008.
You're at least holding the torch for it.
Yeah. Because it started off, I'll say I will hand up. I will say it started off as fuck my baby ass. You know, something goes wrong. You get a C- on your final and you had to get a C+ to pass. And you get the tape. Fuck my
Sounds
ass.
like
fuck my baby ass.
Sounds like a text message Drake would receive.
I hate the way that you look. I hate the way that you talk. I hate the way that you wear your clothes.
I hate a box. I hate a fox.
Yeah, rap beefs are back.
Yeah.
In a big way. That's pretty cool.
No one's died yet.
No, but Kendrick is being like, if you come at my fucking family, if you come at my son, I will kill you. Which is all fun and games because Drake's like, your music's gotten worse, and Kendrick's like, I hate your clothes, and then Drake's like, Compton thinks you're soft, and then Kendrick's like, I hate the way that you talk, and then Drake's like, you're engaged for too long, which is a real thing. He's like, you've been engaged for too long. I think you might be gay or something. And then Kendrick Lamar's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you if you ever bring up my family ever again. And then Drake used AI.
I'm just glad it's distracting from the fact that all rappers are homosexuals as revealed by the P. Diddy stuff.
Yeah.
We can finally move on from that.
P. Diddy. I did have the epiphany today where I don't care about any of that, like trafficking shit or anything. I'm just like,
it's tough.
I can't.
It's tough to say.
I can't until it affects me directly, which it already has. We're missing out on. We're losing P. Diddy music. I like Puff Daddy. I never liked
Joe Rogan said we would be guests sometime this year if we let him suck our dicks, and we said no.
Yeah, I don't want to be accusatory or anything. But
what else is going on?
What's the deal with that solar storm you were talking about?
I don't know. Yeah, apparently today there's some sort of solar storm happening.
Everywhere or just in California?
Things are happening on the sun. The sun itself.
Oh, it's like a flare?
Yeah.
Or like a... Ooh.
Yeah, you know how the sun usually has like a smiley face and it's wearing sunglasses?
Today
it has like acne.
Oh. That's scary. Let's see what it says.
Supposedly it can mess with our satellites, and
They love saying that.
I've had 3 phone calls today that have not worked.
That's always how it is.
But that could just be...
That's always how it is in nice LA areas. Like, everyone loves living in like 90210, but like every time I'm in Beverly Hills, my phone stops working.
You know what 90210 does not have? 5 or G.
Yeah, and I think it's just because the rich people know that stuff's bad for you.
Makes you think.
Because it really is. Like, if you're in a too nice... Like, even if you're driving
it does
around
activate my almonds when I'm in a nice neighborhood and they don't have cell service.
The first time I got an iPhone in like 2013, we bought it at the Sprint store, rest in peace, in Swarthmore.
Mm-hmm. Swarthmore.
next to the Outback Steakhouse in Swarthmore, and the footwear, the famous footwear. Nothing that famous in that store. They put the name on it, and I'm looking around at all these shoes. I'm like, I've never heard of any of these fucking shoes.
I want OJ's shoes covered in blood.
Yeah, where are the Jordans and the Louis Vuitton? And they're all like, shoes I've never heard of, like Dunkman. They're all the Cadillac. They're all the Cadillac. Dunkman used to be my fucking
the Cadillac shoes. Who made the Cadillac shoes?
I don't know.
We would go to a place.
GM?
We'd go to a place in the Springfield Mall called Shoe Depot.
Yeah, Shoe Depot.
And they had Cadillac shoes.
Without fail. It was one of those fun things where it's like you go to the Springfield Mall and you're, first off, head on a swivel. Second off, because there's been like shootings there.
Sure.
Second, it would be like going to a museum. Like every time, you never buy them, but you'd go to the Springfield Mall and you'd be like, you want to go check out the Cadillac shoes? And I regret.
There's that thing of like finding inspiration. Like people will travel miles to just see a painting or a statue
or the cube
or the cube or a pair of Cadillac sneakers.
Yeah. No, it's cool. They're cool.
It's nice. Only in America. But
but when we bought our fucking iPhone,
place unfortunately is probably
or
not.
whatever, iPhone 7, I think was the first iPhone I had. Anyway,
iPhone.
Literally, no one on the planet cares about what my first fucking.
Maybe was my.
It was
first
an iPhone 5. And now we're only on, what is this, 10?
I don't know what.
Or 13.
The guy at the liquor store wanted to see my iPhone. He's like, boss, so what the iPhone you have? And I was like, I don't even remember. It's like an iPhone 11.
Just diminishing returns. I'm like, it's in the teens. I don't know. It's old enough for Drake to date.
And then the guy was like, can I buy yours? I was like, no.
Really?
No, that's all right.
Maybe you watch the pics on it.
Sure.
Oh yeah. No, $600. I'll just wipe the memory. He's like, no, not part of the deal. I want to get your Flappy Bird high score.
I've had that happen quite a bit where people are trying to make these like black market off the grid deals with me. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, nice headphones. Would you sell them?
This woman was trying to do that to me when I first bought my car. And she was like offering me like $3,000 more than what I bought it for. And I think she like kind of knew that there was about to be like a huge spike in used car.
That she might want to get her hands on this.
She was like a
gold
fat
Cadillac.
30-year-old woman wearing a Lakers jersey and a fitted Laker hat in North Hollywood. But I think she might have some kind of insider track on why. I mean, maybe she knew.
Are you sure this wasn't Warren Buffett in a disguise?
Maybe she knew someone that worked at the chip factories or something.
Maybe.
Or maybe she was a
chip
congressperson.
The chip. There's two chip
Not
factories.
the talkies. The computer.
I work at the chip factory in Mexico. Oh, for IBM? No.
Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't thinking
The hot chip factory.
Oh, you mean the chip that's blue flavored? Those are bad, by the way. For all the honkies that are, they
the blue Takis. Did you have the blue Takis?
They stink.
Oh, man.
I know that they are like, they must
They
be good.
did look like cancer flavor, which I was like, yum, delicious.
Yeah, blue.
But
I don't want to say they're not for me. They're not made for my palate. Takis in general, they're too hard.
True.
Because I like a double chip.
I gotta let
crunch.
these guys have their wrap beefs. I gotta let these other people eat their blue chips.
It's just not.
It's not
for me
my
to decide.
thing.
No. My thing is investigating solar flares.
I'm figuring out why they call it a K for strikeout.
Strong solar storm hits Earth, could disrupt communications. Oh, but to finish that story, we bought these fucking phones in a nice area of Pennsylvania, and walking out of the store, I was like, do iPhones fucking suck? I don't get any reception. This sucks. And I think it was just because like in nice areas, they don't have good reception because they know the microwaves fucking from radiation.
Sure. Electromagnetic fields, all this stuff.
However the shit that works. I don't know how any of that works. Wi-Fi. It's like, oh, it's stretchy. What the fuck are you talking about?
Wi-Fi.
The Spectrum guy's hooking up your Wi-Fi, putting in the router, setting everything up, giving you the password. And he's like, yeah, boss, so it probably won't work, in the corner of your apartment just because it's, about, 70 feet away and it's in the corner. And Wi-Fi is kind of stretchy. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
We hooked you up with the annoyance package. It's going to mean that everything just cuts out randomly.
We got that extender. Mm-hmm. And I developed a pock on my neck. And I can't turn right anymore. But the whole apartment.
Fixed the Wi-Fi.
Polyp.
Stretched all over.
I don't know. A tumor. She just said a tumor. Polyp.
Are you hearing that? Oh, that's you.
But yeah, so let's see what these fucking could produce northern lights in U.S. That's pretty cool.
Not here. It's cloudy.
An unusually strong solar storm hitting Earth could produce northern lights in the U.S. this weekend and potentially disrupt power and communications. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration,
Space Force,
issued a rare severe geomagnetic storm warning when a solar outburst reached Earth on Friday afternoon. That's right now. Hours sooner than anticipated, the effects were due to last through the weekend and possibly into next week.
Yeah, this was one of those things I heard little tidbits about.
So it takes a second.
But still was like, well, the world could be ending today, apparently. But I'm just going to kind of come here and do a podcast.
Why did I not get a fucking buzz on my phone about that? I'll get a buzz about some fucking 15-year-old going missing that shouldn't even be here.
Well, because the sun doesn't affect the weather. It's American prosperity that affects the weather.
Speaking of weather, for those the R words watching, fucking gray in LA once again. Surprise, surprise, because they cloud seeded too much. That's the AP. I'm listening to AP. That's coming straight from the the NOAA.
Are they saying that's okay now to say that?
No.
Because
No.
okay.
No.
I've seen a lot of stuff recently that's like this dangerous conspiracy theory that us making it rain more made it rain more.
Yeah, we're in the worst drought in Southern California in 200 years, and then we're getting the worst fucking rain we've ever had in the history of Los Angeles. And it's like, so cloud seeding technology has been around since the 40s or whatever. It's like
they were talking about it openly in the Middle East. Was it Dubai getting a bunch of crazy floods?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something, one of those oil-rich nations.
Well, when it's happening over there, it doesn't matter.
But they were straight up like, we did a litlittle bit too much cloud seeding,
Yeah.
and that's why it's flooding.
Yeah, they would never do anything here.
Whereas here, they wouldn't do that.
No.
Because I won't say why they wouldn't do it. You just know. Why would my government hurt me?
The government would never attack its own people.
Why would these
Tell that to the inventor of baseball in the Civil War.
Why would these people ever do something that's supposed to help everybody and then they mess up because they're screw-ups and it makes everything a million times worse? Why would that ever happen?
Not to get serious, but it is genuinely funny to me whenever the government is like, I mean, it's the fucking Ronald Reagan quote of like, we're here to help. It's like, but it is funny that it's like, they don't care about us. They don't care about my mental health and me being able to go to the beach on Saturday. And that's the worst thing the government has done.
They don't even care about Saturday Beach. They care about this stupid drought metric.
Gavin Newsom, the 48th president of the United States, he's like, there's a $230 billion deficit for California. I'm like, that's nothing. That's 17 fucking people's tax.
Yeah, we'll make that. We'll make that
not $230 billion. I'm pretty sure that's that's 2 months rent in
tax lip filler.
That's nothing.
California will be okay.
That's all that shit's gonna go to speed bumps. that's
I thought you meant Gavin
billion
Newsom speed bumps.
Yeah. It was he sent me a picture of, he was at a bar in Venice and he was peeing in the women's room. Fucking
let's go.
Equality.
Title
dude.
9.
Owen was in the fucking women's locker room and there was just Coke like right on the toilet seat. It's like, who's doing bumps off the toilet seat? What sick fucking white bitch is doing bumps off the toilet seat?
I need a nice clean surface
to do my
fentanyl.
Waste. NOAA alerted operators of power plants and spacecrafts in orbit to take precautions, as well as the Federal Emergency Management Agency.
Yeah, there's one of these things. I keep hearing stuff like what you just read, and it's like, is the world ending today? I don't think so.
Rob Steenberg, a scientist with NOAA's Space Weather Prediction Center, said, quote, "For most people here on planet Earth, they won't have to do anything."
Oh.
Okay, Martian.
For most normal Earthlings like myself,
dwellers.
for all non-lizards, for all non-humanoid lizards.
Okay, Robert Steenberg.
Like myself, who is a human being, who is not a shape-shifting reptilian from the planet Mars.
I was in
I will say this. You don't do it. Don't worry about it. Hey, for all you meat sacks, I mean humans.
For all you procreating
worry
human
about
beings.
Don't worry about it.
You animals that came from monkeys.
We all pray to God, not the planet Saturn. I don't think you guys should worry at all.
This is funny. This name rung a bell. I just remembered I was in a hot tub in Palm Springs with Robert Steenberg. And he
getting a steam with Steenberg.
The storm could produce northern lights as far south in the U.S. as Alabama and Northern California.
Whoa, that far south?
Roll Tide. But it was hard to predict, and experts stressed it would not be the dramatic curtains of color normally associated with the northern lights, but more like splashes of greenish hues. Green.
Go Birds.
Whoa, dude. They're down in Bama, and they're like, fuck Marshall or whatever. I don't know. There's no SEC team that's green, is there?
I don't know. Is Florida SEC?
Yeah, but they're orange. Yeah, they're just telling you to go outside and take a fucking picture. But we're not going to see it.
No. Nice and gray here.
So that's too bad. Solar. So it's not a solar flare. It's a solar storm.
Yeah, there's a storm happening on the sun right now.
I don't understand how that's
or something.
a thing. There's weather. Do they have May gray and June gloom?
I think so. They're
on
good.
The sun?
The thing about the sun is there's seasons where you want to visit the sun, and then there's seasons you want to avoid.
Is this the sun? Is all the clouds just from the sun?
No, I think because the clouds piss me off, and that's got to be the fault of someone on Earth I can put my hands on.
A meat bag, as you called it. Why is Alvarado pitching when it's fucking 8-2?
Got to get him some reps.
Actually, honestly, that might actually be what it is because they blow out. Because the Phillies are. I don't want to curse them. They suck. I don't want to do the fucking Knicks Sixers curse.
Yeah, once you get in on Philly sports being good, it is kind of a kiss of death.
I can't believe I got so worked up over a fucking series that was the Pants versus a year.
The Knicks versus the Sixers.
The Pants versus a year. Stupid. NBA sucks. Crazy. I sent that video, that EuroLeague, where they come in. There's just like a fucking
where the crowd's real into it.
Yeah, some fucking college player that didn't get drafted just walking in through, about to play in a EuroLeague playoff game, and the crowd's like, oh.
The college administrators could not run interference for this guy, whatever he did.
Are European crowds just better? Because you see like those like old like Hitler.
Are they better?
Like, oh,
they really get into it.
You go to like, because
I think really the thing is America's so exciting, but then you get those small market teams. Mm-hmm. Maybe all of Europe is just a small market. You know? No one's making six figures in Europe.
That's true.
They just all they have is their sports,
their football,
or their Hitler. But when something excites them, maybe they just get more into it.
Well, like you see our presidential rallies, it's like, all right, everyone stay in your circle and sit in your folding chair. And then you go over there and everyone's like, oh.
Yeah, they've also, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something to that. Every other aspect of life is taken care of and very safe.
Yeah.
So you're able to just go real hard for sports.
Like I got the farm. I got my tea. I got my fucking... Got my wife and my 4 kids.
I've got. What do I know about Europe?
House.
I got my welfare. I got my Muslim husband.
I caught me a Muslim husband. I put on enough makeup to make him think that I was
gay.
brown.
I listen to.
I'm a white woman that put on so much makeup. I look brown.
I got my electronic music on.
Yeah. What else?
I prayed.
I smoked. I smoke cigarettes. I'm going to call them what we call them.
The lost episode.
The lost episode.
Will people ever hear the lost episode?
I deleted the video.
No, I don't think they'll ever.
A little bit ago. We recorded an episode last week, and I was like, I'm not releasing that. It was
too funny.
It was so lit. It was so fun.
It was too funny to hear.
Maybe
it'll come on the Patreon.
Let's describe the bit. It is, in the motherland or wherever where the queen lives, they call cigarettes. Yeah, lived.
The king's about to die too. Imagine getting a job.
The king's about to die. The fucking
he seems sick as hell, and I keep reading stuff where they're like,
pedo,
and we're planning to make the funeral for the king because he's old.
I wonder if the solar storm is going to get him.
Maybe
tip it over the edge. But the bit was just that they say the F word. The F word. When they're describing cigarettes, but then the character was a guy that puts the whole pack in like that. And he's
smoking every cigarette at once.
He lights it from the end and just smokes the whole pack. And he doesn't say he's going to smoke an F word. He says, I'm going to smoke the whole
bundle of sticks.
OT. F. star, 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 T.
Yeah, we explored that concept for 20 minutes.
And I
then we
said the
decided
word
to get rid of
14
it.
times. And I said, I want a career in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what was the point of spending all that time in that hot tub in
some
Palm Springs and doing
situation.
everything that I did if I'm just going to go around and throw that word around?
I'm so nice to
That
these
hateful
bundles of
word.
sticks, and then I'm just going to say
That
it.
is not the plan. That's not the move. Sometimes you just got to fucking bite the bullet and not say the bad words. Sometimes you just got to clamp down.
Mark Furman.
You got to clamp down and just not say the fucking words while the tape is rolling, Mark. Why was he being recorded?
Yeah, I don't know.
Was
that
that
was back in the
deposition?
day
What
or
was
something,
that?
too. I'm not sure.
No one had
how they had
no one had an iPhone. Back then, what was the iPhone?
Oh, that was his podcast that they would put
Yeah,
out.
in 93, what was the iPhone? iPhone 2?
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to present this piece of evidence. The podcast.
Yeah. The Mark Furman podcast with special guest, the man who beat Rodney King almost to death.
Guys, we got a fucking sweet episode for you guys. We got the Phillies game on. We're drinking
Brought to you-
beers. Well, guess
Brought to you
what?
my bookie.
We're brought to you by MyBookie. We got the
Wait,
guy.
you
we
can
got
bet the over on how much
the myth,
black people are
the
gonna kill.
legend, the guy who beat that boop to almost death.
We shouldn't say that, Mark.
Oh, cow. Ah, fuck you, you dude. What if they smoked all the cigarettes at once?
No, you're allowed to say that. It's 1990. You're allowed to say that. They're making a doc.
Calling all units Nicole Brown Simpson. Is that right?
They're making a TV show, a la the Showtime.
Allah.
No, they're not making.
They're making
They're
the
not-
TV show Muhammad,
The
starring
Chosen.
a depiction
It's like
of
that
Muhammad.
that Christian show about God or about Jesus called The Chosen.
Same guy, God, Jesus.
And it's just called Allah. And it's just about Allah and Muhammad. And they just depict Muhammad, but they're like, we're trying to reach a broader. That's why Islam's failing and not spreading.
Right.
That's why it's not the fastest spreading religion in the world. Is because you want to know what the
You
fastest
depict
spreading
Muhammad
religion in the world is?
TikTok.
Pessimism.
Oh,
TikTok. You know,
really? Because you're allowed to share that.
nihilism.
Yeah, the other religions
These
have
kids
the
need
thing.
to get off TikTok and get into the Quran.
The early internet had a thing where all the sports leagues would pull their clips. If you took like a baseball highlight and put it on Twitter, Bud Selig would be in there making sure that video was taken down. The
Yep.
NFL don't share your own highlights. The NBA, however, was very smart about this, where they let you post any highlight.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't copyright claim.
Didn't work.
And then, well, I
because the
don't.
product got worse and worse.
I still think the NBA is like Twitter and Reddit's favorite
Yeah, they like it.
sport.
Those fucking nerds. They don't. They wouldn't know a good product if it's slapped
So
in the face.
Islam should take a play out of this book.
Yeah.
Let us draw pictures of the prophet because it gets kids excited when they can see a picture of the
Are
prophet.
you allowed to have an actor portray him?
Probably not.
That's bad marketing.
What if that actor was Bowen Yang?
Bowen Yang is Muhammad. That's not funny, Mac, and that's why we cut that. We don't do that stuff here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, everyone's not going to hear the one joke I told on this podcast.
While I was taking a fucking shit earlier, much needed. You know, you can't avoid it. Sometimes you like I took a shower like an hour ago. Also, I've been saying took a shower. I don't know where I got that from. That's like in New York how they say
shower?
you're waiting online.
That's normal, right?
Took a shower.
Took a shower.
I showered. I need to shower.
I don't know.
I took a shower. I grabbed the shower.
When you're okay, we'll not cut. We're not going to immediately cut.
But as I was on the throne, I came across an article because we were going to go to the beach tomorrow. Because the solar
Yeah, we got to
storm.
We got to catch some solar flares.
19 tons of raw sewage spilled onto one of California's busiest beaches, and it is
Which
Manhattan Beach.
Ooh. It would be funny if they didn't tell you which one.
You're gonna find out, beachgoers.
We spilled sewage on one of your favorite beaches. O.J. Simpson hosts.
Yeah. O.J. Simpson hosts sewer discharge. Fun in the sun.
Oh, we pranked you. You're swimming in raw sewage.
One last big gotcha. If the shit-covered glove don't fit. Yeah, so there's fucking Marina Del Rey, Dockweiler Beach, 1 mile north along Venice Beach. So like that whole area south of me is gonna be shit beach, and I'm like, I don't.
Man, Venice is usually so nice.
Yeah, no, not Venice.
It's gonna be covered in shit and possible diseases and stuff.
You're telling me Venice Beach is gonna be covered in
Beach.
fucking needle, shit, cum, and piss?
I can't believe it.
Sounds.
I can't believe it. What?
No.
Venice Beach?
No.
Covered in shit?
Yeah, so I think maybe we don't do the beach tomorrow if it's gonna be shit beach.
Oh, that's all south.
That's down there. That's not our problem.
It's a different ocean down
I
there.
do think that the tide from the Pacific Ocean goes
Comes
north
from
to south.
the north, I think.
And that's why it's so cold.
Yeah, because we're getting Alaska water.
It's been a while since we did fake news. I have no idea if that's true.
That's what I'm hearing.
That makes sense to me.
That's what I'm hearing.
That's the story I'm telling on
I'm
the
hearing
stand.
the sun's attacking me. The ocean's throwing shit at me. Anyway.
Oh, fuck. I think maybe the police and the fire department responded to the poop levels in the ocean. Fire away, boys. We have to break up these turds with bullets.
Before they hit the shores.
We need these hot, sexy teens to be out
Sir.
on the beach.
Pacific Rim. The turrets are riding from the sea base.
they gotta
Sewage, ancient sewage is rising.
fuck.
There's a portal. There's a portal.
There's a
to the
portal
sewer
coming
system.
from the.
It's called a big pipe that we dump all the
It's called
city
the LA
sewer.
River. There's a portal of all of Southern California's shit, and it's gonna end up in Manhattan. The power plant. It's gonna mix in the power plant at Manhattan Beach. It's gonna create a monster of shit. We need Idris Elba and some Asian to link brains in a giant
Sir.
machine.
Sir, the shit is gonna hit the bums. Let them fight.
Let them hiss. That's a fucking movie we were just talking about, Godzilla, where it's like this movie it knows what it is. It's stupid and it's fun.
Yeah, but they play it straight.
They play it straight. And the moments in the movie, like Cranston dies. Oh, no spoilers for this 10-year-old, 12-year-old movie. But Cranston dies, and it's like an emotional moment. And then they go to the,
That is funny. Spoilers. He's the best actor by far in that movie.
well,
and he's in
Godzilla is pretty good in it.
Godzilla's okay. Godzilla plays a convincing Godzilla.
Yeah, he was nominated.
But Cranston is in half of
Best
that movie,
monster.
and he's like killing it.
Best
And
CGI
then
guy.
They kill him.
Yeah.
And then the second half,
That's
who
what they
is
should
the
do.
main guy?
It's just some fucking, like, you know how they
It's
tried
one
to
of
have
these
Josh
not-
Hartnett.
It's one of these not Chris Pine.
Josh Hartnett was
Not-
like supposed to be the guy, and he wasn't. And then it turns out that he is a good actor, and he's now like getting good roles in good movies.
Oh, it's Pauly Shore.
But it's funny because like they were originally like, yo. Then that's who this is. It's like the 2010 version of Hartnett. Who's just like, let's see what this fucker's in.
This guy, he crushed in that Mac or PC commercial. We got to make him the new George Clooney.
I did just watch a Vince Vaughn interview where he was talking about dodgeball, and he showed up to the one of the first scenes they filmed was the balls getting shot at them from like that pitching machine that Patch Sohoulan had,
yeah.
and they were shooting them at like 80 miles per hour because the director was
They
like,
did it.
yeah, like I guess the director was like a Division III athlete, and he was like. Was like really obsessed with like the action in the movie.
He had only ever shot snuff films, so he wanted to hurt the actors for real.
And he was like, the balls have to be coming in hot and fast. And Vince Vaughn was like, I'm not going to be able to catch these. I'll just act like they're coming in faster. I'm an actor. I'm going to die.
I'm Vince Vaughn.
No
I'm an
actor
actor.
is going to step out there and do their takes with these rubber dodgeballs being shot at you at 80 miles per hour. And then the director was like, Justin Long was just here for an hour and a half getting fucking pelted by these.
He did put up
He
with
just
it.
did it for real, just like fucking taking them. All right, let's see. Godzilla 2014. 10 years ago, man.
Wow. Time flies. When you're
Ooh,
thinking
no
about
shit. Elizabeth
Godzilla.
Olsen's in this movie. And it's Aaron Taylor Johnson, who is like a superstar.
Yeah,
now.
but I couldn't remember who the guy was.
You know, Kraven the Hunter from the movie Kraven the Hunter upcoming. I think this guy's...
Oh, Craven?
I think this guy's supposed to be the next... He's supposed to be the next James Bond, I think.
They got Craven?
Yeah, they booked
Hunter?
Kraven for... They knew... They were like, we're going to get him in Godzilla. And then 10 years from now, he's going to be able to play Kraven.
No, I'm not going to say something else that I'll cut out. What's wrong with me today?
Ken Watanabe, good in every role he's ever been in. Honestly, fuck it. Ken Watanabe is my favorite fucking actor.
Yeah,
He's good in Batman Begins, Inception, Godzilla.
The suffering and injustice.
Yeah, he has the best line in every movie he's in. He's like, Gotham has been a bleeding ground for suffering and injustice and must be allowed to die. And that's not an exaggeration. That's how he talks in that movie. That's how Ra's al Ghul talks in that movie. Fake Ra's al Ghul. And then
more
in
spoilers.
Inception, they're on the helicopter, and Cobb, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, is like, how do I know you'll come through on the deal? And Watanabe's like, you don't, but I will. Which is another
Great
incredible fucking line.
And let them fight.
And then let them fight. He doesn't say that. He says let them fight. But he still says it pretty Japanese. He says,
yeah.
He's like, you're
Watanabe
you're the
pulling
lead.
off a Japanese.
You work
character.
You work at the NOAA. You know everything about solar storms and monsters. Godzilla's heading straight for San Francisco, but so are the other licensed monsters. What do we do? And he's like, let them fight. And goosebumps, dude. Hair
Also
standing
great.
up. I'm like, they set up that
Great.
ends battle.
Also, good strategy for what I wish our government officials were doing. There's a new strain of COVID.
Russia's invading Ukraine.
Let them fight.
Yeah, literally. We should take a fucking a page out of Dr. Ishiro Serizawa's playbook and just let them fight. But Elizabeth Olsen's in this movie too. And
Also,
so is
Dr. Ichiro, 3,000 hits.
Godzilla's in this movie.
Do they credit Godzilla as Godzilla?
No, who voices Godzilla though? Gareth Edwards is the director. I'm gonna assume he probably voiced it.
They have this. They use the Godzilla sound. That's been the Godzilla sound
Yes,
like forever.
Yeah. Well, because it would be weird. Oh, it's the guy that directed The Creator. Maybe I do watch The Creator because I like Godzilla. And Rogue One. That was Rogue One. I think that Star Wars movie is probably the best Star Wars movie. Maybe.
Oh, is that the one where they're in the hallway and Darth Vader kills everybody?
Yeah. Very cool.
That's nice. It's nice to see a thing where the good guys win.
Even
I guess the bad guys win.
When
They get
did-
the disc out.
yeah.
Oh, I should explain.
Rebels.
I watch Star Wars in reverse, where the bad guys are the good guys.
Yeah. Well, that's what that's that scene. I don't really want to do this riff, but it's like, oh fuck. Quick, get the fucking food through the hallway. Get the food. The rebels are like, get the food through the hallway.
food.
And it's like, you just hear like a fucking, guy breathing, and that's just like, oh shit, it's an IDF soldier. Whatever. See, I didn't want to do it because I didn't really have it, but you know what I mean.
They're in the tunnels in Brooklyn.
That is funny though. Aaron Taylor Johnson, this was a star maker. Godzilla did fucking launch him, I think.
Oh, yeah.
That was I didn't know. I was like, he's no one. But he's going to be James Bond, I think.
Oh, I thought Idris Elba was going to be LeBond James. Okay.
Yeah. Let's not ruin it. Let's not ruin this one. We don't need to force anything.
We don't need to tell another joke
right now.
for the rest of the
We're up
thing.
8-2. We don't need to put Alvarado in. We can fucking throw out fucking Andrew Bellotti. Just maybe get Jeff Hoffman some work. We don't need to be throwing 100 miles per hour. That's pretty much it, I think. There are things I could talk about, but
Yeah,
I'm pretty much done talking. What are we at?
I had a story written down that's not interesting.
All right, let's call it a night. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Let's go out. Let's go swimming on the beach. Subscribe on the YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Throw it a like. Share it. Do whatever the fuck, dude. I don't give a shit. Like my videos on Instagram. My stand-up videos. It's like 80% views are like from non-followers. So if you're not following, follow. If you are following, share it because it helps me out big time because apparently you need like a big following to like book commercials now.
What are you going to do? We can't all be Rachel Sennett,
Who we love.
who we love.
Okay.